Well, it's currently after midnight. Tariffs have gone into effect for Canada and Mexico, and that means for Stellantis, every single truck, heavy duty truck they import to the United States, they got to pay 25%. Time to start building those factories here and getting that manufacturing brought back here. Do it now. So I've talked about this before. John Elkin has tried to put this off, and maybe he's going to try to wait and see how bad it costs. But when you have a company that has basically fallen flat on its face like Stellantis has, and revenue's down, your profits are down 70% year over year, you're trending towards bankruptcy. You're literally, it's like, you're like the dumbass in New York that's jumping down onto the tracks, doing jumping jacks on the third rail, and then when you see the train come, try to run and jump back and get back on the other side before the train hits you. That's literally what they're doing right now. When Trump came into office and said, I'm going to institute tariffs on Mexico and Canada, and Elkin already knows this because he had a conversation with the president. He could have moved. He could have already been pushing the process, and they have, when it comes to engines and some other stuff. Like Brampton is now indefinitely done, like delayed. They're going to move that vehicle to a U.S. plant, which means it'll put that vehicle off for like a year during manufacturing, but they can get that from other places. The 2500 and 3500 Ram should already been making those moves to either move them to Shap or, and move the 1500 production from Shap to Warren. They should have done that already. There's no excuse for this at this point. None. Absolutely none. Because now, not only do you have a problem where you can't sell vehicles at Stellantis because your stuff's way overpriced, but now, not only is it overpriced, but now you don't have a choice. Even if you cut the MSRP by 25, 35%, 40%, whatever you were going to cut it by, you're losing 25% immediately because of the tariff for every one of those heavy duty trucks you bring across the border. Dumb. Absolutely stupid. And it's the same thing for General Motors. It's the same thing for Ford. They don't have a choice. Those electric chargers, effective right now, outside of the ones that are already here and been sent to dealerships, if they want to bring more from Windsor across the bridge into Detroit, or bring them, over on rail or bring them over on a boat, they're going to pay 25% more for that Charger EV. Now, is Stellantis just going to absorb that cost? Because doing so, they're for sure going to bankruptcy at that point. I don't see any possible way for them to win losing another 25% when they know that they already have to cut the price drastically anyway just to be able to compete. It's bad. It's really bad. And guess what? These tariffs, they ain't going anywhere. They're going to be here for a long time. And they're going to add up. Manufacturers, at least from overseas, Europe, like Germany, they're already getting with the program. Maybe Ford, GM, and Stellantis is just and didn't figure it out. But time to figure it out. Unless you want to inflate the prices on your vehicles by 25%, which means no one's going to buy them. Toyota looks like they're sitting in the catbird seat, especially if they bring back a V8 Tundra. It's over with. That truck, they already meet all of the conditions for the Transportation Freedom Act, which, by the way, is going to pass. And the president could probably sign it in the next 10 days. Some people say, oh, it could take 2 weeks. Oh, it might take, if it's 10 days or it's 21 days, it's getting signed. 200% tax credit, 150,000 per worker. If the trucks or the vehicles are manufactured here are 75% American parts assembled in the United States, that's a no-brainer. Toyota's already there with the Tundra. Toyota's already there with the Tundra. Now, Stellantis could be smart by moving the 2500 and the 3500 in time, but moving the 2500 first into the United States. It would raise their, parts, their assembly, their overall number. Because right now, Ram is second to Toyota in most American-made truck, whether you know that or not. Then it's GM, and surprisingly then it's Ford, and then surprisingly, or not surprisingly, General Motors is last. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think these tariffs are a good thing? If you're a UAW member right now, you should be ecstatic about this, because Stellantis has no option here. Zero. None. They're gonna have to move the production now. Like, there's zero. They have no wins here. None. And they're permanent. They're going to be here for a long time. They're not going anywhere for the next 4 years. So unless Stellantis is just going to stop selling 2500s and 3500s, oof. Better start retooling some stuff here and moving it over. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.